It's a great question. My first part of that, and I'm going to get myself in trouble because I'm not going to show you this is my goal sheet that I'm working on. But you can tell I was so busy today, I didn't even write my goals down as if they've already occurred. I need to write that down. So are you working a sheet like this every day where you're writing your goals down as if they're good?
I'm not working it every day, but I have it.
Okay, try and get this worked out and put your personal stuff in there too. Like I right now, I'm embarrassed myself. I'm trying to go to the gym 15 minutes there because the gym's close. It's in the office. I can get down there. I'm trying to get down there twice. You're like, we're talking about calls. Why are you talking about the gym? I'm talking about it, yes, because it's all in that sheet, right? So this, and you can see all these check marks that I've done. So my recommendation to you is on the outreach, let's come up with a number. All right, so on your cold outreach, let's come up with a number. If I could, I'm going to suggest a number, but I'm not your boss. You're the boss of you. But I'm going to make a suggestion so you don't make the mistakes that I make. I originally was like, I'm going to make 5 cold outreaches a day. That was probably the worst decision I ever made. Why? Because 5, by the time I mentally get ready and I start making those 5 calls, boom, I'm done with the 5 calls because nobody answers their phone, right? So I would either not make any calls and then I would feel like I didn't accomplish the task, or I'd make the 5 and I wouldn't see any results. So the minimum cold outreach calls, let's start with 10. As you get more skillful, you can up that number up. Now, all right, I want you to go David, if you guys know who David Goggins is, you probably don't. I want you to go David Goggins on your follow-up calls, on your circling back calls, and that's this. Your number for those is you're done. There is no, I'm gonna make 15 follow-up calls. You're gonna set up your process. So if Christian comes in, if Christian's a new, let's say Christian's in an IPP, an identified prospect, right? I'm going to call Christian once. Then and in my thing it says I'm going to call Christian once. And then I'm going to call Christian once in 2 weeks. And then I'm going to call him once a month, whatever that cadence is. But if Christian and I have a conversation and I send Christian over something, or Christian's an inbound lead, I'm now going to follow up with Christian once every 2 weeks for 60 days, whatever that cadence is. So if it's already a deal you're working, every day there should be one box on your sheet. And that is, I've cleared my pipeline. So all of your activities that you need to do for that day, you want to make sure that you've cleared them. What you want to avoid is pushing that stuff into the next day. If I could, and I'm not your boss, but like that is vital for you. Like if there was calls that you were supposed to make to see if it makes sense to blank, or make sure that Christian had the link to send his files over, or to see if it makes sense to schedule a lunch where we can talk about the new hires for the new facility. All of those touches for your active deals should, no matter what, be touched on the day that you were supposed to touch them. Does that make sense? And then that's where those 10 calls will fill up, and you'll start to figure out how much extra time you can have for prospecting. And that's where it gets really weird once you get a lot of prospects, because now you're also going to have a lot of follow-up. But the mistake that we all make in sales is, well, I'll just call Christian tomorrow. Well, it doesn't work that way, right? Then you don't have a process. And then what ends up happening when we don't have a process is 2 things. Number 1, I like Derek. Derek, I like you. Derek, my martial arts, my strike zone. I like Derek from Strike Zone, right? Because I know Derek has hung out with George St. Pierre, and I've never hung out with George St. Pierre, but man, I wouldn't mind having some George St. Pierre riz on me, right? So I'm going to call Derek way too much because I like him, but I'm not going to call Rich because I don't know anything about the Hamptons. And then what ends up happening is we curate our follow-up based on who has a good attitude, who we have friendly conversations with, who we think is going to close. And by the way, the people with a good attitude and friendly conversations are actually the least likely to give us money, right? The fact that Derek is so nice to me is probably an indicator that he's never going to buy anything from me, right? And the hard asses like Rich, they're like, you know, hey, I think I'm all good, but I'm not sure about this. The ones that are veiled and keep their cards close to vest, those are the ones that call and are like, you know what, we're ready to go. In Rich's case, on an $18 million beachfront cash out reverse mortgage or whatever. It's like, when you try and figure out who's going to close and devote your resources that way, we're always wrong. So this is why it's like, man, if I send Rich a contract, I'm going to call Rich the next day and make sure he had the link. I'm either going to get the contract or I'm going to call Rich and go, hey, Rich, Matt Easton over at Easton University wanted to make sure you had the link to activate your team's access to the sales coaching. I'm going to re-email it to you now. I'm on my mobile, 720-660-3202. By the way, not trying to give away my secret sauce. If you tell me you're going to sign something, that's the call you're getting the next day. And then you're getting it 7 days, and then a week, and then once every 2 weeks for blankety blank. I have a process, and I'm going to follow up with those. So let's be flexible. Let's set our goals on how much we're going to lift for the new calls, but our follow-up has to be, and I know this sucks on certain days, we're going to make those calls till we're done.
Hey Dad, what's an easy way for salespeople to make a lot more money right now?
I got you, and I got you. It's to learn how to close. It's the simplest thing that I teach, and people that know how to close, boom, they start making a lot more money. And I'm gonna pay $300 for you to learn how to close right here, right now. It's the closing mini masterclass from me, from Easton University. I'm gonna give it away to you for free right now. Click the link, and I will send you the closing mini masterclass for free. You're gonna make a lot more money. They're gonna make a lot more money. You're gonna make a lot more money. I want you to take it too, all right? We'll see you on the other side. Grab the closing mini masterclass.